What is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today we have the position 4 tier list. I know it took me a little bit of time to get to it. We did every single other role except for the position 4. So here we are. We're going to be going over every single hero. Well, at least, the ones that I've written down. Sorry if I forgot one. But yeah, if you're excited for this video, smash that like button. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We post here every single day. So yeah, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would help us out a ton. And now, let's get into the video. Guys, I also wanted to let you know of a couple more things that are going on the GameLeap website. Number 1, I'm doing a CM course that's coming up. I'm telling you everything you need to know to flash farm in this hero and become more of a carry than an actual support in game. I'm also doing a lot of VOD analysis on other professional players, pro players, that you'll be able to watch to make sure you get the top tier secrets of professional players that I give over on the website. So what I recommend you do is go click the link down below, sign up for your boy Speeds, check it out. I've said this in a lot of my videos recently, but I've been having so much good feedback from the GameLeap community. There's people who are just, saying, oh my god, it's so great, or, hey, I think you could add this, and it's been really good. It's really receptive. I'm trying to make the website as high value as possible, and I hope you guys at least go give it the chance right now. Check it out down below. It's going to help you out a ton when it comes to getting to the next rank, and I'll see you there. Alright, so to start off the list, I want to talk about what I think are the broken heroes in pubs. And honestly, I only have 3 in total here, but the reason why I have 3 in total is because I think certain heroes are harder to play than others, and I made one exception for a hero that I think could pop off very soon, especially if it happens to get buffed again, and that hero is Dark Willow, and that's what I want to start with. I think Dark Willow right now is a hero that has a lot of potential to carry your solo queue games, right? This is a hero with a very versatile kit. I think it's extremely good in lane. It does very well with a lot of the current offlaners, right? Heroes such as Underlord. I think it's good with Venno in lane. I think it's good with Slaughter in lane, Tidehunter, Tree in off lane. Doesn't really matter, Centaur. I think Willow is just this really good pairing where if you have any sort of hero that can frontline for the Willow, you're just gonna pop off. Not only that, you can pop off in team fights. Combine that with the Mars combo, right? You can even pick it with the Mars. You ulti on the Mars, you ulti on the Willow, bada bing, bada boom, you win the fight. And I will mention that I think Dark Willow is obviously a very hard hero to play, and so if you don't have like a profound mastery of this hero, you're probably going to feed most of your games, which maybe should be the reason why I don't put this in broken, but I genuinely feel that this is a hero that currently has a 50% win rate, could be much higher if you spam it, like let's say you have 20-30 games in a row on it. Yeah, I think by the back half of those games, you'll start to win the majority, right? So if Dark Willow gets buffed and you become a Dark Willow spammer, I think your MMR is going to skyrocket. Next up, we have Clockwork, and this is a very safe pick from me. The hero has a 52% win rate, well, 52.5% win rate in pubs, and I think the main reason for this is the simplicity of the hero. I've said this in other videos, but Clockwork is reliable. The hero is tanky, it has a stun, it's good for picking off people in pubs, which is very important. Most of the time, one of the biggest issues in pubs is actually being able to catch people, right? Synergy is just all over the place, but as Clockwork, that's not a problem unless you can't hit Hook, which it's so easy to hit. If you're missing this spell, like, I don't know, it looks small, right? But that thing is actually a huge tulip. It's massive, the radius of that thing. And then the last thing I would like to mention about Clockwork is his item builds can be very versatile. I think the hero can go Glimmer, it could go Force Staff, it could go Vlad's, it could go Vessel, it could go the new Meteor Hammer. You could go any of these items, and I actually really like the idea of buying a Meteor Hammer on Clock. In fact, I think I saw it in some pro match. I'm trying to remember the exact team, but basically they had an offlane Clock. You could still do it on position 4, it's no problem. Who bought a Meteor Hammer? You hook in, you Q, you cogs, you Meteor Hammer, and then hopefully, you get the kill. And that's about it for the combo. You just kind of solo kill people all throughout the game, and it's good for pubs. And finally, for the broken tier heroes, we have the mystery hero, and that is Venomancer Jungle. Am I gonna get copyrighted for that music? I don't know. Nonetheless, why is Venomancer Jungle so good right now? Well, what you want to do, here you go. I'm gonna lay out the foundation for you. You're gonna pick up a Trant. No. You're gonna pick up a Doom. What the Doom's gonna do is he's gonna go devour the top lane creep. He's gonna go eat the range creep. He's gonna cut the wave. That's naturally what it's gonna do. It's gonna push the wave, and then the Doom, he's gonna be chilling, right? He's big chilling. He's gonna have a ring protection. He's just gonna run around, kite around, do his thing, get his levels. All of a sudden, it's the 10-minute mark. You got 2 level 7 heroes. You got 2 level 8 heroes if you're efficient. Maybe level 9 if you just happen to be a god. And I think that's possible because if you're picking Veno Jungle, I mean, you're already a god in my eyes, at least. So, guys, try it out. The hero's got a high win rate right now, so better than ever. Now let's get into the A tier. First off, we have Treant. I really do think that Treant as a forward is very strong right now, especially if you pair it with some sort of Prophet or Venno or ranged hero that can just back them up. Even just a hero like Slut or Tide where they take their gush or their stun, right? You're just gonna pop off. What I recommend you do is actually max out your W. I'm a big fan of this build, the maxing out the Leech Seed. It is kind of weird, but the thing is it drops it to a really low cooldown. It does a lot of damage, and you can play solo. What I mean by this is you can sit in a side lane, you auto-attack creeps, and then when the level 8 carry PA just comes walking by, you say, "Hey PA, what's going on?" And then you Leech Seed her, and then she has to leave. And that's kind of your strategy. You just farm in a side lane and bully people out if they come. Next up is Mirana. I think Mirana's just solid right now. Hero's been solid for a while. You can go like a mech or a Vlad's build with a bunch of stats. And in the lane, you arrow the range creep, which naturally pushes it in. It's very hard to trade into this. I don't know, the hero's just like, it's just good. Easy to play as well, in my opinion. I mean, arrow can be a bit weird, but, try to synergize it with stuns or throw it at people when they're going into small areas, right? Into congested areas. That was the word. That was the sophisticated word of the day. So yeah, I think Mirana's in a good place. I think she can buy these aura items that are very powerful right now, such as Mech and Vlad's, and help out the boys. Also, she can farm neutral items very effectively. So that's good too. Next up is Earthshaker, and I'm not going to say that I think Earthshaker is like crazy good, but once again, Earthshaker is one of those heroes that opens up your draft. I really think if you pick Earthshaker, all of a sudden you open up a lot of these top meta heroes, such as the Veno off lanes, right? I mean, you can even run a bunch of other heroes. You could run Mirana off lane, something that OG did not too long ago. You could run the Necrophos off lane, Pugna off lane, Batrider off lane, Prophet off lane, and I think if you pick these heroes, right, if you pick an early Earthshaker, and then your off laner is like a ranged hero that just dominates lane, all of a sudden, you're just going to start winning the lane. What you do is you Fisher block the lane back, and then you just Fisher people in the lane, and as long as you block them off and auto-attack them, you're going to pop off. Shaker's a pretty high armor hero after they buffed his armor quite a few patches ago, so you're really good at trading as well. Next up, we have Crystal Maiden, and I know this hero's more of a 5, but I really do think that Crystal Maiden 4 is good. Pick it with some sort of melee hero in lane, spam your abilities, and you do a lot of damage. People don't realize Crystal Maiden might have the hardest level 2 spike in the game. 2 disables, one being a 20% movement speed slow and 20 attack speed slow, as well as 130 damage nuke and Crystal Nova on an 11-second cooldown. And then you have Frostbite, which is a 9-second cooldown that does 150 damage level 1 and brews for 1.5 seconds, which is crazy. It's crazy freaking good. It is so much disable and so much damage. The only thing is it costs a ton of mana, so buy like 5 mangoes. 3 is actually substantial. Also, I'm making a CM course on the website. So if you want to learn how to play CM5 or even 4, go sign up to the GameLeap website. That will be coming out probably in the next few days. And yeah, so I think CM's good. Next up is Phoenix. I think this hero is just solid. It's just good. Its abilities do a lot of damage still. Rubik. Honestly, Rubik is always that weird hero for me where I don't want to put it low on the list because it's just good in pro games. It's like one of those heroes that if you know how to get to an early level 6 and then know what spells to steal, Rubik can just solo carry games, which is why I made that GH video on it. Like, in the right game, if you understand that Rubik is not this hero that needs to steal Ravage and Black Hole, stop! All I do, it makes me so sad, guys. Just stop picking Rubik every single time you see, like, a Tide or an Enigma. Is it good against those heroes? Yeah, it's fine, right? It's fine. It's good to steal Black Hole and Ravage if you can get the right play. But the more reliable and consistent way to play Rubik that rogues do as well in your average pub, and the reason why they can first pick it, is they identify what maxed out spell can I steal, such as Veno Wards, or Lena Dragon Slave, or, a Wyvern W maxed out. Anything like this, these high damage nukes when you hit level 6 and all of a sudden do like 700 magical damage on a 10-second cooldown, that is how your hero becomes insane. And in the lane, you're just good too. Next up, we have the B tier, and this is going to be a lot of those mediocre heroes, so I'm not going to go too in depth. At B, I have Tiny. Is this questionable? Absolutely. There are players who are picking this quite a bit right now. I just personally feel like in pubs, most people feed with Tiny because they have no idea how to use toss properly. He requires a profound understanding of positioning, kiting in and out, and honestly, I recently played a pub with like ancient players and I had this Batrider on my team, and I swear I told him, lasso the guy off the high ground. I'm like, dude, bring him off the high ground into us so we don't have to go on the high ground. You know what happened in that pub, guys? You know what happened? He would lasso, we'd bring the person back after I told him like 8 million times to do it, and then our team would dive anyway. I'm like, what? What? And so eventually I just split push to win, but that's besides the point. But oh my god, that's kind of a rant, but I think Tiny's fine. It's just hard to use in pubs. Next up is Tusk. Same thing as Tiny, very hard to use, good in the lane, good if you know how to use them, high versatility, high impact, but just difficult to play. Same thing for Wyvern, and I really do like Wyvern. I still love this Orchid build. even though it got nerfed slightly. I still feel like it's really good, it's just a hard hero to play, and then we have Earth Spirit and Void Spirit as well, and it's same old, same old. You know, sure, you could say Rubik is hard to play and Phoenix is as well, but I think those heroes just are a little bit more reliable. They're also backliners. They're easier to use in the lane, in my opinion. These roamers are much, much harder to play. Kind of have to know where to be on the map, where to move. And so yeah, I put them all in the B tier. Next up is Wind Ranger. You probably are watching OG Saksa just popping off on this hero. He's even buying Meteor Hammer. And you're like, oh, I can do that in my pubs too, right? Guys, he's played the game probably for like 20,000 hours. Please, understand... understand that. He knows exactly how to trade, when to use Windrun, and you can look, I think I have a video on it. Do I? I might. You could go look that up, but Nyx Assassin. It's just fine. It does Nyx things. Lion. Yeah, people are picking this hero. I really do feel like Lion with Ags or Aether Ags is good right now. That's the build you want to go. Tranquil's Windlace, Stick, Aether Ags. That's basically what you go every game, and I do feel like in the right lane it's good. But once again, to be clear, if you don't know how to trade with Lion, if you don't spam your spells off cooldown and only trade around your stun, you will feed in the lane. Next up is Bounty. I personally feel like Bounty and the next hero I'm going to list, which is Doom, are both actually really good in pubs, only because they're just annoying and tanky / hard to kill, right? If you buy a lot of stats on Doom and Bounty and run around with Scorched Earth and Janata, you can kind of just create chaos, which is good in pubs. Now let's get into the C tier of heroes. First off, we have Skywrath Mage. I personally thought with the null changes he would be a little bit better, but you still just have no way of getting mana. With the lack of shrines and Sage's Masks being nerfed and bots being removed from the game, you know, in a way, and I think Kaya was changed in a way that hurts Skywrath a ton as well. All of a sudden this hero kind of just feels whack. If someone figures it out, sure. I also thought the new Veil would be really good on Sky, and I think it is really good on Sky. Just weird, because the build-up on this Veil is not great. The recipe being kind of expensive makes it awkward in the early game. Like, Crown Basti is not terrible, but I think if this hero gets a buff, it'll be quite good. Next up is Techies. It's okay. Like, dude, I swear this hero is not bad. People are just bad at it, and it's so hard to play around. Also, players just like sit in corners stacking bombs for 8 million minutes. Like, if you want to play good Techies, learn how to actually place aggressive bombs, cut waves, and actually show up the fights, you know? That's how I see Techies, is just people just play him completely wrong. Next up is Shaman. I think this hero is just so hard to play right now. With an Aether, it's okay. It's good in certain lanes. Just, I haven't seen too much of it. Maybe I'm wrong about Shaman. It could be higher up, but personally, I just haven't seen it too much lately, so I don't know. Then Spirit Breaker. Just pick one of the other roamers. Pugna. Nerf too much. Lina. It right-clicks a lot in lane, but then it's clunky everywhere else. Shadow Demon. In pubs, you're probably just gonna feed it. The hero's too complex. And then finally, the dog tier. Number 1, we have Pudge. Oh, welcome back, Pudge. Welcome back. Everyone, clap it up for Pudge. Welcome back to the dog tier, Pudge. Thank you so much for showing up. It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome back. Oh, thank you for showing up, man. Pudge, you're just, damn, Pudge, you're just terrible. And finally, we have Slark. Slark position 4 right now is just not in a good spot. You know, you could pick up that Orb of Venom, try to right-click with Edge and Shift, but other than that, you know, Pounce, after the changes, just makes it really hard to use properly. You don't farm too fast, so Slark's just not in the best spot right now for your typical roamer. But I know, guys, I know you're sad to hear that, but don't worry. I think we'll get buffed soon, for sure. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my position 4 tier list. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're going to hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to GameLeap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're going to see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream. And that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're going to see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.